Fall from grace! Fall from grace! Do it! Do it! Do it! No! He jumped! He did it! He got the F5! Please no! Kick out! Kick out! Ah!
Clash in Italy, it's finito. And was it good? Was it bad? Let's review it in this one take, one shot review where I do it immediately following Clash in Italy so you get my gut reaction. Can't look at other YouTubers and repurpose their ideas. Yeah, so Oba Femi, he lost. I hated that. I absolutely hated that. And before you start typing, oh, but now it's going to be a rubber match, I don't care. I didn't want a rubber match. I wanted Brock to just stay retired. But when he didn't stay retired, I just wanted Brock to lose to Oba Femi twice in a row. So we will review that. We will review the Gunther Cody match, which was, for all intents and purposes, it was pretty good until they repeated the finish in the second match. But I digress. We'll talk all about that after I talk to you about this world title right here on my shoulder. You see, I'm giving it away. Yes, I am. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away this title right here. How do you win it, Chop? How do you win that title? All you got to do is comment below and subscribe to the channel, and I will give you this title. It's not a toy. It's a replica. You can own it. Free shipping, free everything. Roman Reigns acknowledged me. That's a YouTuber. Just got his in the mail last Thursday, and I want to give that out to you, or you. 30,000 subscribers. Help me out. Subscribe and like the video if you wouldn't mind. All right, so let's just talk the Cody Rhodes match. This was fine. It was a fine match. Gunther looked really strong. He was beating the crap out of Cody, and then we had. I'm not going to do a play-by-play. I'm not doing a play-by-play. I'm just going to tell you it was a decent match until the finish. The finish was a little wonky. I understand why they did it, and the finish didn't even ruin the match, but it kind of made this into a non-consequential match. This PLE had the potential of being a WrestleMania-worthy match card, but after all the results, it became like, I don't know. Could have been an email maybe, except for the Oba match. That had lasting ramifications, but it turned out to be a very B-level PLE, and to be fair, Clash in Italy is a B-level PLE. I was just hoping, my fingers were crossed for a little bit more, especially coming off the heels of that spectacular Grande Americano versus Grande Americano match. Whew, that was so good last night. Go look at my review from yesterday, but yes, so this was very almost inconsequential PLE. So Cody Rhodes, Gunther, they're fighting. Gunther keeps spamming the sleeper, and Cody keeps getting out of the sleeper. And at one point, he gets him into the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. And Cody just wins. It's like, wait, what? It was kind of jarring. The match was like getting good. It was pretty solid, and then Cody just won. Okay, but the thing is, when you look at the other camera angle, Gunther got his foot under the rope at the 1 count. His foot was under the rope for at least 1, 2, and then Cody he rolled him up harder, hooked the leg harder, and then he got his foot from under the rope. But at the end of the day, Gunther's foot was under the rope. The referee should never have started the match, so Gunther was upset. Now, Cody, being the golden boy, didn't see it, and I don't think Cody really did see it. Now, in the post-match interview after, the show, Cody does acknowledge that he's like, yeah, you know what? I didn't see it, but Gunther's right. Gunther should not have been pinned because his foot was actually under the rope. So even Cody Rhodes admits this. But in the moment, Gunther's super mad. The referee's like, I didn't see it. And so the decision was final. I felt Gunther should have been so mad, he should have doubled back and just destroyed Cody Rhodes. He should have murdered Cody Rhodes. I'm talking not just sleeper, but just the whole 9. Just killed Cody Rhodes right then and there. And just destroyed him. Left him a blubbering idiot. Okay, maybe not a blubbering idiot, but like definitely like with bruises. But no, Gunther he's mad and he walks to the back. This is gonna set up an obvious rematch, and I knew this wasn't gonna be a one and done. I knew they were gonna try to draw this out to at least 2 matches. So maybe Gunther has a better shot at the next matchup. But as it stands, Cody won here, and Cody in the post show will say, if anyone deserves a rematch, it's Gunther. And Gunther, easy to find, hard to beat. So looks like that will be Cody's next opponent at the next PLE. But overall, in a bubble, it was fine. The finish kind of came out of nowhere, but it was all right. But this finish right here kind of cast a shadow on the next match. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. Now, I was very harsh on, or leading into WrestleMania, I had very low expectations for Jade and Rhea. I was like, this match is going to be a train wreck. But honestly, I thought they did a fantastic job at WrestleMania. It was like a low-key sleeper hit. I was like very entertained by their match, and I thought to myself, maybe it's because my expectations were so low that there was no way those expectations could ever be met. They were so low. So this time around, I actually had high expectations for Rhea and Jade. And I was thinking, man, my expectations, they might be a little too high. So like they probably can't meet these expectations, and they did. I thought this was a really good match. There were some counters that I had never seen before. Jade Cargill has improved a lot. Recently, someone called me a parrot for thinking that I was like, Jade has improved a lot since coming to WWE, and they called me a parrot because I guess I needed to say that she's always been good, and I just don't feel Jade has always been good. But on the same token, I do see that Jade has been putting in the work, and I think she's pretty good right now. And I know that's going to make a lot of people mad because it's the cool thing to say that Jade just sucks. But no, she's good. But for the person who called me a parrot, I do like crackers. So if you want to send me some crackers, chop like crackers. This is why I shouldn't do one take, one shot reviews, because I just say whatever I'm thinking, and sometimes I don't even think, I just say it, and then I have to backtrack. I'm like, no. Yeah, I mean, I do like crackers. So anyways, this was a really good match. I really liked it. It started to fall apart, though, when, B-Fab and Meacham, they come out. And they start distracting Rhea Ripley. And then, oh, look at that. It's Charlotte Flair. Then Charlotte does a crossbody on them. Wait, back it up just a little bit. Before Charlotte does the crossbody, Jade's about to get pinned, and B-Fab grabs Jade Cargill's leg and put it on the actual, on the rope, right? And instantly, I'm like, wait a second. We just put Jade's foot on the rope? We just literally did that 10 minutes ago. We did it during the Cody Gunther match. That's why the finish of Cody and Gunther was I couldn't help but think about it while we were doing the finish of Jade and Rhea. And that really left a bad taste in my mouth. Don't the booking agents talk to each other? Why would we have a finish that was so heavily dependent upon a foot on the rope? Why would we do that 2 in a row? Even on the same show. Gunther and Cody was solely based on Gunther's foot being outside the ring, on the rope, whatever you want to call it. And now Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley is based on the foot on the rope. Anyways, that is a nitpick, and some people are going to be like, oh my God, what a nerd. And yeah, I am a nerd, all right? And this world needs nerds. We hold the writing team accountable because without nerds, there'd be plot holes everywhere. We got to fill those plot holes. So, you're welcome. And so we have, and on top of this, B-Fab didn't grab the leg as quick as possible. So she did it right in front of the ref. The ref had no choice but to be like, I saw you do that. And I'm like, oh God, we have to kick her out now because we can't bury the ref. If the ref sees something, then the ref has to act like he sees it. And it's a legit everything. But that's when Charlotte will do her crossbody. So we're kind of to the finish. But then Charlotte the match continues, right? But then Charlotte will take, because Jade does something, a move onto Rhea Ripley, 1, 2, but then Charlotte grabs Rhea's leg and puts it on the ropes. And now Jade's like, what the heck? Even though Jade had already done it. So again, I'm like, all I can think about is, Gunther just did this. Gunther's leg was out, and now Jade and Rhea's leg is out. I just couldn't. The two finishes were just too close together, and it was very distracting. And eventually, though, Rhea will beat Jade. I do believe this was a good match up until the finish. And if the Gunther finish hadn't happened, I would have been okay with it, if that makes sense. And I don't like that Rhea and Charlotte are just now friends. I get it. The reason why Charlotte came out tonight was because Jade Cargill beat up Alexa Bliss yesterday. She beat up Alexa Bliss, so Charlotte came for revenge. But in the post-show, Rhea literally says, I called up Charlotte to have my back. I don't think these two should be friends. I don't think Stone Cold Steve Austin would ever really call up The Rock to have his back, right? Like, it's fine if they're both faces. It's fine if they're both heels, but they should never really want to work with each other. And now they're calling each other. Now they have each other's cell phone numbers. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But as a match itself, as Jade Cargill improving, she did. As Rhea Ripley showing that she can actually lead a match or like bring out the best in an opponent, she was able. This was a good match in my opinion. I wish Jade would have won, but I understand why she didn't, and it looks like Jade will then branch off to fight Charlotte Flair. That is a match that I have wanted to see for a minute, so I am pumped to see that. Yeah, so now we go to this match. The next match. Okay, so this one is coming from a personal standpoint. There are no plot holes. There are no plot holes in the next matchup, and that is Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. I cannot argue that this match sucked because it didn't make sense. It made sense. However, I do not agree with the booking, and I do not like the booking. This is me, the fan, saying I wanted Oba Femi to win. He did not win. He did look strong. Right out the gates, Brock attacks Oba, and then F5, 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 kick out. Oh my God. Oba kicked out of 4 F5s, and I think when it's all said and done, there were 7 F5s, 1 through a table, and Oba was able to still get up. He was able to do his running uppercuts. He was able to choke slam, or he did his where he kind of picks you up and he throws you. So Oba looked strong. There is absolutely no shame in losing to Brock Lesnar, but could you imagine, instead of me saying there is no shame in losing to Brock Lesnar, imagine if I was saying, oh my God, Oba won twice against Brock. That just shows you how much WWE believes in this guy and is gonna push him to the moon. But no. We've set up ourselves now a third match. And Brock even was like 1-1, you're over or something. I don't know. Brock basically was saying that it looks like he's won, I'm won. We're gonna have ourselves a third match. It'll probably be like the Cody one where Brock will shake his hand at the end. And they keep saying, oh, but Brock's retired. Look, a retired guy just beat Oba. They're trying to keep saying he's retired so they can technically say and use that WrestleMania moment forever. This is when Brock retired. No. You don't retire and come back a month later. That doesn't count, all right? It just doesn't count. Edge can say he retired once upon a time. Daniel Bryan can say he retired once upon a time. Even Shawn Michaels, who did come back 8 years later, can say he retired and then came back. But this, you were gone for 1 month, dude. During title reigns, you were gone longer than you were retired, Brock. You do not get to say you were retired. And WWE does not get to either. I mean, maybe Brock did in his mind retired in that moment, but then once they added another 0 to the paycheck, he changed his mind. But 30 days is not long enough for me to be like, no, he retired. He was like, no, I can say he thought about retiring, and that's about it. Brock, he won. Oba looks strong. A lot of people are going to be happy. A lot of people are going to be telling me how I don't understand wrestling. And Oba, this is good because Oba Femi was too strong and all these things. I already know. Like, fine. I don't understand wrestling, I guess. I guess I just don't understand wrestling. Because stupid me thought that we should have let Oba win. I was so mad. I was so mad during the live stream. I'm getting mad right now. I'm starting to get really mad right now even. I wanted Oba to win. Brock has taken so much from me. He took Undertaker's streak. He took Kofi Mania in 8 seconds. I didn't mind Kofi losing to Brock Lesnar, but could we have allowed it to be a 10-minute match? We already knew that Brock had trouble fighting guys that were smaller like AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. Couldn't he give Kofi more than 8 seconds? And then he beats John Cena. John Cena has like 5 matches left, 6 matches left in his entire career, and he squashed him? Oh, and the streak should have never ended. Undertaker's streak should still be going on right now. Anyways... I really wanted Brock to lose. And fine, I don't understand wrestling. Whatever. But that said, no plot holes. The story made sense. The story made sense even if I very much disagree with the outcome. See, there is a difference. When the story doesn't make sense, then I hate it for a sole different reason. I hate the decision here, but it makes sense, so I can't complain. It's just my guy didn't win. Okay, so anyways, moving on. Becky Lynch, Sol Ruca. Becky Lynch, she's the best in the world, and that's not just me saying it, that's Sports Illustrated. And she lost to Sol Ruca. It was the right call. Thankfully, Sol Ruca was able to hit her soul snatcher, no botches. I do think she botched. She does this like, it's not a cartwheel, but it's like backflips outside. I've actually never seen her miss this, and I think she clipped the rope tonight. So, but she recovered well. That's the thing. You're allowed to mistake. It's all on how you recover. And she recovered well. We got the Stole Satcher. Jessica Carr, once again, being Jessica Carr and having a vendetta against Becky Lynch. There was one point where Jessica Carr jumps out of the ring because she's about to get hit in the corner. So she jumps out of the ring. And when she's out of the ring, Becky rolls up Sol Ruca. And it would have been a 3 count if Jessica had been in, but she wasn't. So that's probably going to be what Becky hyper focuses on here. And I'm really, really hoping that this gets Becky out of the Intercontinental title scene. She's done great. Becky arguably has made this the most important or the second most important belt in all of WWE. Maybe third, depending on how you view the U.S. title right now. But, she's done great with the Intercontinental title. I would like for her to now move on, and the perfect way to move on is to actually have a feud with Jessica Carr. Jessica Carr has trained to be a wrestler. I think she's on Evolve right now in a mask, so we could have one of those situations where Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio way back in the day, 2020, 2021 at SummerSlam, where it's you have this really good top pro versus somebody who is not near their level, and yet they're the underdog and they ended up winning. So I would really like that. That would allow Becky to get out of the Intercontinental title scene, have a quick little feud with Jessica Carr, wrap that story up, and then she goes into the main event scene once more. And then Sol Ruca can go and have a feud with a bunch of people as well. I'm hoping Sol Ruca gets in a feud with Roxanne Perez, a lot of these people that aren't really being featured in matches. Raquel Rodriguez, I kind of want to be in the main event scene of the women's division, but even an Intercontinental, I'll settle for an Intercontinental feud with Sol Ruca there. But yes, Sol Ruca beats Becky Lynch. It was a fine match. The real story is new champion and the Jessica Carr, Becky Lynch developments. Then we go to our tribal chief, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. And I'm going to say this was tribal combat, so it's basically no DQ, no count out. And I liked the match at Backlash better because I felt because they didn't have the crutch of being able to just go all over the place. I felt this match was a little too slow in the beginning. Plus, to be fair though, the Oba Femi Brock Lesnar match, it was so hard hitting and adrenaline filled, it did suck the air and energy out of the crowd and even myself, because I was like screaming at the screen, and when it was all said and done, I was like I kind of wore myself out. I tuckered myself out, and so like I think the crowd was still feeling the effects of Brock and Oba. By the end though, it was like firing on all cylinders. We had 4 tongue and death grips, I believe. We had a bunch of chairs, and not chairs, but tables. We had Roman attacking the hands, being smart about it. We went through the arena, and so it was fine. It was like, Roman Reigns was not going to be the tribal chief, and the fact that this was the tribal chieftain was on the line, it was like a foregone conclusion to me that Jacob was going to win, or that Roman was going to win. It would have been nice for Jacob to win, because it would have been different, but yeah, I knew Roman was going to win, and I love Roman, so like, it was win-win for me. I like both guys. Roman does win, and when Roman wins, it's like Jacob suddenly does it, like all life leaves Jacob Fatu, and Jacob was protected. He hit like the turnbuckle like 5 or 6 times. He got speared through a table. He was protected, and Roman was trash talking throughout the whole thing too. I love trash talking Roman. But then the Usos come out after the match, and they're acknowledging him, and Roman's like, let's go, and they're leaving, and then Roman turns to Jay and says, get him, let's go, and now Jay starts yelling at Jacob. Jacob Fatu is about to play the role that Jay played 2020 to 2021, where Roman was just like really belittling and bringing Jay under his control. I think Jay now is about to do that to Jacob, because Jacob signed off. He's now basically, he serves Roman. He has to acknowledge Roman, but now he serves Roman. And so they're leaving, and suddenly Roman turns his head, and right over there is Solo Sikoa, Tunga Loa, and Tala Tunga. The MFTs are there. They're in the crowd just staring. And then Roman's like, I got something for them too. Roman's about to run it all back. Roman also cut a promo after the show, and he was like, I hear the whispers. I hear LA Knight, talking. I hear Royce Keys. I hear it all. You're afraid. You're afraid of this. Look at it. I'm running this forever. I try to do things the right way for my legacy, but like, no one talks bad about me. No one talks bad about my family. We're going to run this forever. So the Bloodline's forming. The Bloodline is forming, and it's kind of stronger than ever now. I wouldn't mind if they brought Sami Zayn back in, and Sami Zayn's a heel now too. We don't need to bring him in right this second, but yeah. And then what is the Solo Sikoa connection? Because Roman and Solo, like, Roman did say something about Solo during the Jacob feud, but they haven't really seen each other since the first the first Raw on Netflix. So, like, yeah, the Bloodline. I know there's a lot of people that are sick of the Bloodline, but I am not one of them. I'm very excited for the developments that are about to happen. And LA Knight and is on watch. Royce Keys on watch. They had his name in their mouth, and it looks like they're in trouble. Looks like everybody's in trouble, because Roman is definitely teetering. He's trying to do things the right way, but he's doing things the wrong way. He's tried. And Jey Uso's like, yeah, buddy, let's do it. Jey Uso is the devil on Roman's shoulder right now, saying, get back, be back, go back to the Bloodline, Roman, do the tribal chief stuff. So yeah, so interesting story developments there. And that was Clash in Italy. They did announce the brackets for King of the Ring. We'll talk about that on tomorrow's Raw review. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. Gonna do live hot takes. I don't know when, either tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, there you go. Clash in Italy. How many chops would I give this? God, I really hated that Oba lost, but it made sense. It did make sense that he lost. I'm gonna give this PLE. It was very just like, honestly, with the exception of Oba losing and Jacob joining you could pretty much skip this PLE. Maybe, I don't know. I'll give it a 7. How about that? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chops. 7.2. Look at that. 2 little 7.2 chops on the chop-o-meter. Boys, girls, see you, bye.